Ladies and gentlemen, what is happening? Bear with me 1 second here. All right. So let's see who's in here. Let me know in the live chat. Just going to make sure that everything is up in Adam here. So bear with me. All right. So we are here to talk the crypto markets in short, and we are going to be talking about all sorts of coins. We'll mainly focus on Bitcoin, some of the blue chip cryptocurrencies, things like that. So, welcome everybody. Good to see you all flooding in. What's up, Joshua, Ronald, Jamie, Arcade? What's up? Great to see you guys all here. So, thank you. Let's just get right into it. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to pull up Bitcoin here and I'm going to share my own screen. Can't believe I didn't have this set up for you guys. Boom. Oops. There we go. So here's Bitcoin, and we're going to really start off by looking at this on the daily. So here we have it. On the daily, folks, we are seeing a little bit of a bull or a bear leg here. Excuse me. A little bit of a bear leg, and you can kind of see that there might, in fact, be some more preparation to take Bitcoin down to 41,700 ish. That would, at least in my mind, complete some sort of corrective wave in a ABCDE fashion. Because right now it doesn't make sense to really pivot point. So let's go ahead. We got Pack in the house. Nader, I miss you too. I miss you too. So here we go. And here's this corrective wave that I'm kind of talking about. We'll just bring this up, and we're trying to figure out what the market's going to do. Are we gearing up for another move downwards or not? Now, in today's videos, I think it was the ICP video I did, we kind of covered Bitcoin and how I think that we've got a nice bear leg here. And this is more of like a bear flag that's kind of turned into some sort of symmetrical triangle. And so I do think that at this point, we are going to see possibly price action try this 50 moving average, something like this. So I don't know if we'll get another pop in a drop. It could be that this correction is over. Bear with me. It could be that this correction is over and we're going to look at an alternative scenario because we do have the argument that maybe, just maybe, there might be some sort of ascending triangle or something like that forming instead. We need to really see this price action, though, kind of bounce up in here and then explode tremendously. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling the momentum in the market. Just being real with you guys. Even going back to March of 2022, I mean, we could even make this as an argument that we'll see something like this happen to the downside. So I don't know. This is just a 1 hour chart. But right now, I think that Bitcoin is definitely setting up here. We'll see what happens with this. I'm not sold on market recovery quite yet. So start plugging away in the live chat, folks. Whatever cryptos you want, we will go over. I've got exactly 30 minutes tonight, and we'll just kind of go over a few other things here since I got everybody on the horn. All right. So we do have this Bitcoin dominance descending triangle. I mean, it is what it is. This thing's coming down, retested the 200 on the 12 hour. It's about to death cross. So we can see the 50 moving average is barreling towards this 200 moving average. When it death crosses, that means that we'll see a significant downward movement kind of like what we saw here. In some cases, not all the time, but here was a death cross. You can see how much the Bitcoin dominance gave away at that point. Jamie, I'm hoping we go back into the 30s. I need some more sats. Isn't that the truth, man? I tell you what, it is crazy. I I'm I'm in this position where I say let's just get the dump over with, and then let's just bottom out and just head for the moon, right? I'm for something like that to happen, but this is Bitcoin market cap dominance. Let's go ahead and hover on over to ETH. You can see the last time I really covered ETH, folks, I was telling everybody there's a rising wedge forming. This thing's about to give. And sure enough, it did. Now, when we're having trouble really trying to pick apart Bitcoin, for example, we can look towards like Ethereum. And we can see that this is what's known as a bear pennant, traditional bear flagpole for the most part, and then this beautiful symmetrical triangle, which is forming kind of like a pennant. So right now, this thing is pressing up on this 50 moving average for ETH. And really, man, I don't know if this is going to pass go. I really don't. So on this 1 hour chart, it wouldn't surprise me to really see ETH maybe continue going lower. I would say maybe down to $3,000 ish, somewhere in there. It wouldn't surprise me, or lower, maybe even into the 29s with ETH. But this is kind of a shaky point in time for the crypto market right now. Everything is just kind of teetering on edge. Welcome, everybody who has just joined in. Thank you guys for shilling all your coins in the comments. So yeah, here is ETH. We've got a double bottom here, and it's really kind of going into this symmetrical triangle squeeze. The one thing that I'm not really liking here, let's just switch over to a daily. Yeah, I mean, price action right now is too far away from the Ichimoku cloud, in my opinion. This thing might come down for a touch at about 29.34, at about the 50 moving average would be my guess, because it really has flown up over this 50 moving average. I mean, it kind of confirmed that there was support here, but not really. So yeah, I do think that we'll see this come on back down. Let's move on to the next one. Smash that like button if you guys like CKB. If you missed my video I did on CKB earlier today, and you're looking for some in-depth TA, go back and watch it. It's like 7 minutes. Be the best 7 minutes you've ever had in your life. I can guarantee you that. Just kidding. So here we go. And I've been telling everybody, I've been seeing a lot of people, rightfully so, upset with the price action on CKB and whatnot. Really, I get it. We've been just hammered and clobbered. This right here, this price structure is an amazing roller coaster ride just for everybody emotionally. So with that said, CKB is still, man, I'm still holding on to hope that we're going to march right up to this 3-cent-ish level. This 50 moving average, folks, is really hanging down there low. And even though we didn't pass through the Ichimoku cloud, we are testing support along this 50 moving average the last 3 days. So this is huge. This is great. So I think that if we can get a nice bounce, we'll likely see that run up to 0.0178. Excuse me. I was eating a bunch of like French fries and stuff for dinner. I forgot to bring my water down with me. So yeah, that was smart of me, wasn't it? So I do think that CKB is in a good position. If you see this thing trading under a penny, folks, there might be some bigger problems, and this thing might be on its way down to 0.007 for a retest there. But I am hoping that CKB can maintain this price action and really within this price structure. So I think CKB is not really going to do squat. It might go up to 3 cents, but I think that this September, this November, if we maintain this, we'll be sitting really good. Dogecoin, smash that like button if you've got Dogecoin, or if you've made money on Dogecoin, or if you've lost money on Dogecoin. Let me know in the live chat. Is Dogecoin a legit coin? I need to know the answers from you guys. And just looking at the live chat, it looks like we got 16 people in here sleeping. So I need to hear from y'all. But yeah, Dogecoin is in this great position. And I say great position to quite possibly be setting up for some sort of inverse head and shoulders move to the upside. This would be a wonderful thing for the holders. And you can kind of see that, hey, there might be some sort of neckline to maybe support the notion of some sort of inverse head and shoulders. Thomas says Doge is useless besides the unknown must factor. You know what? I agree. I absolutely agree. Yeah, it's like gambling. Holding Doge, my first crypto. Right on. I've never heard of Dogecoin. Is it new? It's brand new. Just came on the market tonight. You can see it got pumped. So the next stimulus pump, next stimulus check, Doge will pump. Really? How much money was pumped into the markets due to the stimulus and stuff like that? Here's one I like. Ergo, ERG, UTXO Alliance coin. We do have somewhat of a classical beginning to an Elliott wave theory impulse. We can see that. So I do think that we'll likely see Ergo maybe come on up and test the waters of this 200 moving average. It might not happen here for, a day or two. Well, it looks like this it's squeezing right now. Symmetrical triangle. This is more of like a bull flag, if you ask me. But I do think that, yeah, $6 is on the radar for Ergo. And if that fails, this thing might come down to a $4-ish area and maybe get this bounce off this shoulder of this Ichimoku cloud. It's just fairly common to see. Ergo's looking good. I like Ergo. I did a a video for Ergo Pad, which is a launch pad on the Ergo ecosystem. So it's decent. Komodo, we'll skip over this one. Let's see here. Voyager gave preliminary quarter status today. Yeah, unfortunately, I heard that it wasn't what people were really expecting today. Unfortunately, whether or not that really impacts, Voyager too much, in the long run, man, I don't know. I like it. It's definitely, it's a good company for the most part. But here's Sia Coin, folks. Really a nice run up here with Sia Coin, and this thing has come down for an ABC retracement. Whether or not there could be an ABCDE retracement in here, we don't know that for sure. We got Crypto Airborne in the house. So I do think that there is a chance that we might see Sia Coin end up making a little bit of a run here just based off this position. But I don't know. Really, this could get nasty for Sia Coin, and it wouldn't surprise me if this came back down to the penny level. So it is what it is. I'm mining Sia coin. I've got a miner. What is it? Right about here. I think that one's mining Sia coin right now as I speak. So I like the project. I tend to gravitate towards these crypto projects that, um, have like data storage in mind, things like that. Um, here is the here is the total crypto market cap resting on a Fibonacci time sequence. Exactly. So let's go back and see what's going on with this because I don't remember the last time I was shilling the total crypto total market cap, folks. But let's look at this on like a 4 hour chart. And you can see that there's a time sequence, April 7th, which is tonight, 7 p.m. Now we're starting to kind of see this market turnaround, and I do think that price action is too far away from this Ichimoku cloud. And I do think that price action might come over and try to meet up with this $2 trillion market cap, and if that fails, this thing's coming down to test this 200 moving average. 1.9 trill somewhere in there. If that happens, I mean, this thing could be setting up for a nasty little death cross to boot. So that is the total crypto market cap right now. Here's ICP, folks. I ended up picking up one of these ICP punks. I thought it was kind of different from the other punks out there. You see all these other crypto punks and stuff like that on these other chains. Well, ICP, is like the insane clown posse. So this is kind of touching on, the clowns and the punks. It was just at a floor price, nothing special. I had some extra ICP just kind of laying around. So ICP, folks, let me just kind of explain some things to you guys with this, and this is totally possible. But we have this tremendous rising wedge that has formed on ICP. And I do think that this could be one of those breakout coins. And if we look at this, let's just go ahead and throw up a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders and speculate a little bit. Okay, where's this thing going to go? This is a multi-year inverse head and shoulders, quite possibly. We just have to see what kind of breakout happens if it does. With ICP, look at April 26th in 20 days to see what exactly happens here. So, I mean, this thing has suffered enough. It was super unfortunate that this thing launched right the same day that Bitcoin took a dump. May. I want to show you guys this. This is nuts. So it was May 11th. ICP launched their coin. Look at this. This is May 11th right here. Bitcoin. ICP launches their coin. Hits 3 or 4 big exchanges. FTX. It hit Coinbase, and it hit Binance all at the same time. And this thing squeezed, and it squeezed hard. Price went up to $750. Well, what happened? This is when they launched. Bitcoin took off, like jumped off a cliff. So yeah, there's some issues right there. But I do think that it's possible to see at least a retest of this $86 level. So at least a 4x, maybe, this later this summer. So we'll get into that. Let's just go ahead and look at a few other ones. We're at 19 minutes. It's only going to be 30 minutes. So I'm going to go back and look through the chat here. Here we go. Packable. BTT. Let's see here. Make sure I pull up the BTT to the US dollar. Let's just see what's going on with this. All right. So here we are. I'm not sure what I was thinking here. I think I was probably speculating on where the 50 moving average was. So let's try to find out what time frame that was on. Maybe that was a 4-hour chart. I think it was. So I think I was kind of speculating that this thing would come up and test the 50 moving average, which it didn't. But price action did come tumbling down. Now, what's in store for BTT? Man, this thing has really done a nasty dive here. My goodness. So I do think that there might be some more momentum down to the downside. The last three digits, 191, somewhere in there. That's where I think BTT is going. And if you see it down that low, this thing might bounce a little bit to the upside and try to catch back up with this Ichimoku cloud. But be careful because this 50 could drop very sharply if price action breaks through approximately point was whatever how many zeros, the last three digits 192. If price breaks down below this 200, you'll see a little death cross on the 4-hour chart. Not the biggest deal in the world, but it's still going to punish holders for sure. Let's go ahead and pull up the next one. Cody. All right, let's look at Cody for arcade. Okay, so the last time I did TA on this, I don't remember, but I was probably speculating that there was some sort of ascending triangle, perhaps a head and shoulders pattern that is forming. I'm hoping Cody gets the ascending triangle here, because that would be crazy, and you would see this thing just start ripping. So where is this thing at right now? I want to look at this on a daily chart. Okay, so this is great. What we're seeing is Cody has established itself above this Ichimoku cloud on the daily, something that it was very hard for price action to do. And I still think that on this daily, you can see where I was saying price action still going to come up to this 37-cent mark. I do think that Cody is still on its way up to that 37-cent mark. Tough to tell what kind of Elliott wave theory structure we have here on the daily, but at that point, don't be surprised if you pull back a little bit, because this price action way out here is way too far away from this Ichimoku cloud. Just plain and simple. So I like Cody. I think it's going to go to 37 cents. Let's look at V Chain. We got Nader saying don't want to be a downer, but I see a very prolonged recession, and it very well could be the case. I don't think anybody wants to see it, but you have to really kind of talk your gut feeling on this stuff, and really not let your emotions play into this. Bear with me 1 second here. I think probably I'm just looking at this last TA here. You can see that I was probably telling everybody that we might see some sort of corrective wave, which we did. But it almost looks like I might have been. Whoops. Sorry, guys. I got to bring this back up. What were we looking at? V-Chain? All right. Let's just look at V-Chain on the daily. Let's look at it on the daily here. V-Chain could be gearing up for a run here. This could be one move like this to the upside or something like that. Came up, tested the 200 on the daily. Now we can see that this thing is probably going to come down and test this 50 moving average. And if we're lucky, we'll get V-Chain a bounce off of the shoulder somewhere in there. Looks like there is some sort of asymmetrical triangle forming. So let's look at this a little bit closer. Not really. But there very well could be some sort of rising wedge that is forming. here to take it down to the next level. Maybe. I don't know. But it wouldn't surprise me at this point, with the lack of complete corrective waves, to see this thing correct a little bit more, just like I was talking about, uh, down to this 50 moving average around 6 cents. So you might be looking, you know, looking at about 10 cents, or excuse me, a penny drop, couple drops, couple pennies. I'm trying to read and talk and do all this crazy stuff. All right, so now I got to try to catch up with the comments here. Let's see here. No problem, guys. Happy to. Um, yes, I do. Occasionally. I really just like that this RSI and the simple moving average, though. But yeah, stochastics, I dig them. I like them. I'm more of a pattern trader and Fibonacci and Elliott wave theory kind of guy. And I do like to look at, RSI to really kind of see, okay, I'm looking at this on the daily chart, price action way out over the cloud. RSI confirms that we're overbought. So we can expect a little bit of a pullback. So that's kind of my whole mentality here. Let's look at VGX. I see a request. Okay. So this is really an unfortunate situation for VGX. I haven't been doing a whole lot of TA on Voyager, but this until we had that whole cease and desist order, until we had all this other stuff that's been going on with it, Voyager token was setting up very nicely to the downside for a falling wedge. And this is an extremely bullish pattern that you definitely want to see when your asset or your crypto is going downwards. Now, yeah, I mean, you can kind of make the argument that this is more of a channel than anything else. Unfortunately, with Voyager token, I need to look at this on the daily chart. And this was very unfortunate that this happened because Voyager token had really cemented itself above the Ichimoku cloud, and we were really going to push for this 200 at $2.53. Bad news hit the market, sent things tanking. But I do think that there is a symmetrical triangle off this bare leg. So price action, all that stuff. I mean, this thing can come back and come down lower. So I think that this thing might even come down and test this $1.50 level, maybe even this $1.31 level. We really need to look at this here quickly. And let's just see here. Not going to measure off this wick here because this could quite possibly be a scam wick. I doubt in this day Voyager went from $1.68 to $1.30. It certainly could have. But right now we are seeing a healthy stack up on the 786 for Voyager token. This is a very common, resistance point for extensions and retracements, but we've got this bare leg here, and I'm not really seeing this momentum in Voyager token. So I think that this thing's going to come down and test this $1.46 quite possibly. If it turns around at this $1.65 level, you can expect resistance around this $1.80-ish level. If it falls below this $1.46 level, folks, it's down to $1.22. And if it falls lower, you could even count on 92 cents. I can't believe I'm even saying that. So just kind of keep your eyes on the prices and check back here. Hit me up on Twitter. That's why it's important to follow me on Twitter, folks, at Real Six Fig, because this is where, I'm easiest to access. Say, hey, man, I'm hurting hard. I need to see what's going on with VGX or whatever. Let me know. And unfortunately, folks, I've got time for one more. I have a hard shut off at 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes, 10 seconds. Let me just look through the comments. We'll do CRPT. I don't know what this is, so that's why I'm kind of interested in that. Oh boy, oh boy. Let's look at this. So this is looks like some sort of a newer token or coin that is on Coinbase or maybe being tracked by Coinbase. Interesting. There is just a phenomenal squeeze that is happening here. Very volatile. I don't know much about this coin. It stinks when I can't get my Ichimoku cloud on the dailies. But we can see that this thing, let's just go down to maybe a 4-hour chart and try to trade it. I would say at this point that this thing's ready for a bounce back up to 61 cents, quite possibly, just based off where this price is on this Ichimoku cloud. I'm just kind of looking for maybe the possibility of some sort of Gartley pattern. But I don't know. We can kind of make the argument here that there may be some sort of falling wedge that is building right now with this. And like I said, this thing might come back up to this 50 moving average. This is just one of those really tough ones. I don't know much about this crypto. If they have anything, in the pipeline or whatever. Do I think MicroStrategies could make an offer on Marathon? You know what? To be honest with you, I have no idea, man. I have no idea. But I think this will pretty much wrap it up for tonight. We're at 32 minutes. We're 2 minutes over. I just want to thank all of you guys for being here with me tonight. It's been awesome, really kind of going through all these coins with you. Smash that like button if you could, and if you haven't, subscribe already. And we'll see you guys all on the next broadcast. Next week, we'll do a much longer, hour-long broadcast or something like that. I may throw up a live stream around 11 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. So if you didn't get your crypto read tonight, check back in tomorrow. And I hope you guys all have a beautiful night or day wherever you're at in the world.